Welcome to Papa's Workshop. Well, in this video, I'm finally giving a home to the jointer that I've had now in the shop for a number of months. And it has moved all over the shop. It has been sitting on the router table, it's over on the miter saw station, and it's been used over on the main workbench. Well, it's finally to get a home of its own. So I'm building today a tool stand and showing you just how simple it is to build the tool stand. So let's get started. It's time to start to build a tool stand for the CUTECH jointer. It's been sitting around the shop in all different locations, and it's time to give it a home. So I gathered up some plywood, and I think this will be enough to be able to put it together. Now I'm starting off with cutting out the legs. I'm cutting these to the length, and these are actually about 25 inches long. But I need to have 4 of them that are going to be 4 inches wide, and well, of course I'll need 4 of them that's going to be 3 1/4 inches wide. And that way, when I put them together, my leg will be 4 inches by 4 inches, which is common on what I have used for the other tool stands that I have around the shop. And of course I'm going to install some 3-inch wheels onto this tool stand. Now that all the parts are cut out, it's time to use the glue on the edge and nail these legs together. Now I have to make sure that the glue goes on that 3 1/4 inch side, and then the 4-inch piece will go on top. Don't want to make that mistake, because I want to be able to have it where it's 4 by 4. And then I'm going to cut out a small little block of wood to be able to put onto the bottom, and that way it's going to be able to hold the wheels. Now I'm using the stop block on my table saw sled to be able to have it measured right at the 4 inches. That way I can just cut it, rotate it, and cut it again, and I know I have a perfect square. Having the table saw sled and the little stop block on there is a very nice feature, because that way it makes it where you set it up one time, you make all the cuts, and you know that you're going to be able to duplicate these cuts, and it's going to be accurate each and every time. Now, of course, with this table saw sled, I do have the dust collection going, so you'll notice there's virtually no dust that's taking place and being scattered around the shop. Okay, with those finished, it's time to get the glue out again. Put the glue on these ends, and we're going to go ahead and install these little 4 by 4 little caps. The nail that I'm using for this is an 18 gauge, and it's 1 1/4 inch long. That's plenty to be able to hold these caps in, and quite frankly, it's a good size to build this entire tool stand. Back to the table saw, it's time to cut some more pieces. Now I'm working on the ribbon that goes around the tool stand, and this stabilizes the legs itself. Now this little piece of wood, I'm going to go ahead and cut the length first. Now I need 4 pieces out of this, so with the length cut correctly, and they will be all the same, then I'm just going to divide this piece of wood so that I can get my 4 pieces out of it. So these are going to be approximately 3 inches wide. The width is not that important. I'm just trying to eliminate as much waste as I can, or in other words, be able to maximize the material that I have available to build this tool stand. And of course, this piece of wood is going to be for the front and back. Now I'm going to need another piece in addition to this one, because this is not going to be enough to be able to get all 4 pieces that I need for the front and back of this tool stand, but it's a good start. Now I decided to use the pocket holes to be able to secure these legs to my top. Now normally you go ahead and cut these before you assemble them, but you can still do it after the fact. Now the Armor Tool pocket hole jig is perfect for this, because it allows me, even though these legs are assembled, to still be able to go ahead and put it into the jig and be able to drill the holes. Now I have the vacuum attachment on, and this is a perfect jig for that, because as you see I'm drilling these holes, there's no dust. The vacuum picks it up, and a side benefit is the vacuum actually helps hold the material in place in addition to the clamp. This is a very nice jig, and I'm also will put a link in the description below so that you can take a closer look at this. Now that the legs are all on, I'm going to go ahead and put the wheels on. And all I'm doing, I'm not even grabbing a tape measure. I'm just kind of looking at it, sighting it, make sure that it's in the center, and I'm going to go ahead and mark where my holes will be. and then I'll pre-drill and screw these wheels into position. Now the drill that I'm using for this project is actually by a manufacturer called Snap Fresh. Now I've had this drill for a number of months, and I wanted to be able to really put it through its paces. I have not done a review on this drill, but I will say this has been an outstanding drill, and using it constantly for about the last 4 or 5 months, it has really stood the test of time so far. The nice thing about having 2 drills in the shop is that you can have one with the drill bit attached and then the other drill with the socket attachment, so that you can just go ahead and screw these lag screws directly in without having to change. Now off camera, I went ahead and put the ribbon around the legs to be able to secure them and create the stability that I need. Now this was done off camera, and the reason being, I dropped the camera. I knocked the whole tripod over and just smashed them out. So I went ahead and did that, had to buy a new mount, and now I'm back at this point. Now this is the trim router with the 1/4 inch roundover bit, and with the ribbon around the top of the tool stand itself. I just want to be able to ease that edge over. I don't want to have a sharp edge there. Now this ribbon actually has 2 functions. One, it adds strength to the top of the tool stand itself, and 2, it covers up those pocket holes. You don't see them at all. So you get a little bit of functionality with the strength, and you get the cosmetic look of being able to cover up the pocket holes. Now it's time to go ahead and dust off this top, and we're ready to be able to mount the jointer in position. Now it's got 4 holes that I need to be able to drill, and I need to make sure that they get drilled exactly where they need to be. So the best way to be able to measure it is put the jointer right into position and then mark the holes. That way you really can't mess up. So it is an extra step because you're going to have to move the jointer out of the way, but that's okay. Now I don't want this perfectly centered. I want it to be a little bit offset. So I'm grabbing the tape measure and I'm going to set this up to where I want to be able to have it. And I'm going to slide it a little bit over to the right because I want to be able to have the dust port with a little bit more room, and that's going to give the support that I want for the hose when it's attached. Now I do want to make sure that it's even this way. And again, it's not going to be centered, but I am going to slide it over, and it will be parallel to the sides. It's just not centered on the tabletop. Now that I have it exactly where I want it, I'm just taking a pencil and I'm going to mark each of the holes exactly where it needs to be. And I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes because I'm using a 1/4 inch carriage bolt to be able to secure this to the tabletop. Now I really don't need to move the jointer completely off of this table. All I need to do is just slide it out of the way so I can drill these holes. But with it marked, makes it easy. I can have the perfect alignment. And this drill bit is just a little bit larger than that 1/4 inch diameter, so the carriage bolt will just slide right into position. To be able to keep the carriage bolt from just falling out onto the ground before I can get the jointer back into position, I just put a tape onto the head just like this, and then slip it underneath through the hole and put that tape where it securely holds the carriage bolt in place. That way it won't fall out, and I can put all 4 of them in position and they'll stay there. And then I can set the jointer right on top of those bolts and slide it into position. I think this is the best tip of the day that you can use in your shop that's going to make putting bolts into position a whole lot easier and keep them from hitting the floor. And now, with it in position just the way I want it, all 4 bolts are sticking through the holes. I can just grab it and slip the nuts on. Now I'm going to use 2 nuts on here to be able to act as a locking nut. So I can go ahead and put the first ones on, and then from there I can remove the tape. Using 2 nuts in this fashion is a very common practice. And what you want to be able to do is put that first nut on, tighten it and secure it. And then when you add the second nut, that actually holds it in place so that the two nuts are working together and will not come loose. Well, the tool stand is finished now, and I've got a big question that I want to ask everyone. Should I add a drawer to this tool stand or leave it just the way it is? So please leave me a comment in the comment section below and tell me, should I add the drawer or not add a drawer? Based on the comments that I get over this next week, I'll go ahead and either add a drawer to this or I'll just leave it the way you see it now. Well, finally, the joiner has a home. I have moved this joiner now from the router table to the workbench, and I put it on the main workbench to be able to use it, and then back to the router table. So I'm glad that it has its own home now. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Patreons for supporting this channel. Their contribution is amazing, and it helps support this channel and provide these type of videos. So if you would like to help out this channel and support the endeavors that I have to be able to make more and more videos, then go ahead and go to patreon.com/Pawpaw's Workshop. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate each and every one of you watching the video today, and I hope you was able to learn something and pick up a few tips and tricks along the way. And if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and hit that little like button, subscribe, and share this video. Now, I asked also to be able to leave me some comments. Should I add the drawers or not add drawers to this tool stand? So I'm anxiously waiting to see what your comments are. And based on what you guys say, I'm going to go ahead and either add the drawer or not add the drawers. So it's all up to you guys. And until next time, I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in my shop on whatever project that I'm doing.